guess they think it's what we want, a smooth and easy ride. The constellations of ceiling lights, a Hennessy and Naugahyde. America, America, and this is our reward. And everything is boring, and everyone is bored. Maybe white, maybe a white limousine, maybe white, 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 white limousine. Who's the smart guy at the wheel, running out of gas? He likes to wear a flight suit and fly around for laughs. Maybe white, maybe a white limousine, maybe white, 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 white limousine. A few incentives for the pharmacy. Well, hey, I'm feeling better already. I don't wanna be clear, it's too much for me. I'm making up. Oh, I'm making up for lost time, for all the lost time. Maybe white, maybe a white limousine, maybe a white, 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 white limousine. Maybe white, maybe a white limousine, maybe a white, 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 white limousine. And outside of the limousine, grown men, they do cry. The bill for 7 hours is worth how many lives? Maybe white, maybe white limousine, maybe white, 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 white limousine. We have won the war. We have won the war.
Let's get into your career. Were you surprised by your early success?
Well, okay. Here, this is complicated because it's like, yes, I'm thrilled that I'm selling records and I'm thrilled that people like this one song, but of course it's this horrible double-edged sword where you're like, okay, to the radio stations, we're calling them, can you stop playing the song now? Because it's really starting to be a problem and be counterproductive. But they're like, well, our listeners love it, and they don't care about your career really, unfortunately. So, it took, and then me personally, like I grew up listening to Talk and David Sylvian and Mark Hollis and
the more maudlin,
like kind of art, English art rock that was fairly obscure.
Later day Talk, not the early
latter
Talk.
Yeah, Spirit of Eden and
of
Laughing
course.
Stock. Those are my kind of touchstone records.
Right.
And and I'm on tour, listening to the new Radiohead album, and then having to go play a radio show with, with Hanson, and God bless them, but I just didn't feel kinship
Mm-hmm.
at that moment with the other people that I was on stage with
Sure.
for the radio shows, and I was like, I'm not.
So it was a real paradox.
I'm
for
not
you.
a top 40 person,
Yeah.
and I've been put in that world, and I had to fight my way out of it. And
Right.
so, the irony is that I've successfully removed like all those people from my fan base.
You're alienating them.
I've successfully alienated all the people whose taste I don't agree with in music. And so now I have a lot less people buying my records, but those people who buy my records now, they only buy other really cool records.
But
And
that's where we've gone, though, musically, and
Yeah.
that was going to lead into my next question. The paradigm of music has shifted.
Yeah.
So we've really gotten into niche and
Yeah.
narrowcasting.
Yeah, exactly.
So you
Yeah.
can survive as an artist
Yeah.
if you find your audience.
Your way.
Yeah.
And I think my whole speech now is multimedia because, of course, because of Spring Awakening, I'm thinking, well, this is the future of how it's going to go. You find a way of contextualizing music, whether it's TV or film or theater or internet or however it is. But, I think that's the way that music is going to thrive. And then this idea of just putting on a record and listening to it is going to kind of become old school.
Mhm.
And I hope people always will do it. But it will just not. It'll be less of the norm.
Yeah.
Is my sense of it.
I agree with you. I get newsletters and stuff, and there was one that came through last week and talked about how a lot of young musicians who don't have fan bases are giving their music away in the attempt to entice a fan base.
But-
And look, we're both musicians.
Yeah.
Giving away intellectual property bothers me.
It bothers
because
me too.
You don't take paintings off of walls
It-
and books off of shelves and keep them.
It devalues it in
Yeah.
a weird way,
And I don't know how you combat that with this kind of behavior.
Yeah.
It's really frustrating when, and I got into an argument on a subway with two young people
Yeah.
talking about like, oh, I just ripped this CD and stuff, and I gave them the whole lecture
Yeah.
about you don't steal books, you don't steal
Yeah.
art.
Right.
So
why are you stealing
Why
music?
are you stealing music?
Yeah. Yeah.
And just because, so
Yeah.
hopefully it'll all shake out to
I
everyone's.
think something's gonna happen, but it is a mess right now.
Yeah.
And we have to fight the good fight.
Is there any one song in your catalog that you never tire of playing?
Well,
Is there a go-to song? Maybe the question is there a go-to song for you personally
well,
that you like?
it's
Just
funny.
know-
I'm about to go on a tour that's going to start in San Francisco on the 25th, and I'm doing it with just a kind of a percussion / drums, a string quartet, and myself. And Holly Brooke, who is a piano-based singer-songwriter, she's going to open the show, and then she'll play with me.
Mhm.
So it'll be this kind of odd. And so I'll get to do a lot of material that I don't normally get to do in my normal kind of rock show.
Right.
And so there are songs that that I haven't played before that I'm excited to play. Things from Phantom Moon that are really heavily orchestrated that I couldn't do with the
Right.
rock band, but with the string quartet might be cool. So I'm not really answering your question, but there's, there's a lot of new. Hopefully, there will be some new songs that
Rediscovering old songs.
Yeah, and that will be exciting because I haven't played it 100 times or 1,000 times or whatever. So, so we'll see how that goes.
Okay.